In this video, we are going to discuss the median of group data. So for our objectives, number one, define median of group data. And number two, determine the median of the group data. So what do we mean by median? So the median is the value for which half of the total frequency lies below it and half lies above it. So the median of the group data is computed as follows. So number one, compute the cumulative frequency of each class interval by adding its class frequency to the frequencies of the previous class intervals. Number two, compute for n over 2, where n is the sum of the frequencies. And number three, determine the class interval with the least cumulative frequency among those with cumulative frequencies greater than or equal to n over 2. So this class interval is the median class. Number 4, take note of the cumulative frequencies lower than n over 2 and note the highest among them with CF sub B. Number 5, find the lower class boundary and the frequency of the median class. Denote them as B sub L and F sub C, respectively. Number 6, determine the class size denoted by I. And finally, the median is equal to B sub L plus the quantity of n over 2 minus Cf sub B all over F sub C times I. So where B sub L is the lower class boundary of the median class, Cf sub B is the largest cumulative frequency lower than n over 2, I is the size of the class interval or the class size, F sub C is the frequency of the median class, and n be the number of observations or total frequency. So let us have an example. So given this table here, this is a frequency distribution table. Complete the cumulative frequency. So this is column CF. For each table, identify the following. First, n over 2, the median class, the B sub L or the lower class boundary, the I or the class size, Cf sub P or the largest cumulative frequency lower than n over 2, the F sub C or the frequency of the median class, then compute for the median. So here, the first column is the class given. The frequency here is already given. And this is the cumulative frequency. So how do we get the cumulative frequency? So to get or to compute the cumulative frequency, add its frequency to the frequencies of the previous class interval. So here the frequency here is 3. So the cumulative frequency here is 3. So here that's 6 plus 3, that's 9. 11 plus 9, that's 20. 16 plus 26, that's 36. 7 plus 36, that's 43. 5 plus 43, that's 48. And 48 plus 2, that's 50. So as you can see here, the cumulative frequency is the running total of frequency. So here, the total of frequency is 50. So our n here is equal to 50. So for the first step, find n over 2. So that is n over 2 is equal to, our n is 50. So that's 50 over 2. So n over 2 is 25. Next, determine the class interval with the least cumulative frequency among those cumulative frequency greater than 2 n over 2, which is 25. So here the cumulative frequency greater than 25, that's 36. So this is now our median class. Next, take note of the cumulative frequencies lower than n over 2. So our n over 2 is 25. Lower than 25 is from this 29 and 3. So denote the highest among them with CF sub p. So this is the highest among these frequencies lower than n over 2. So this is now our CF sub p, or the largest cumulative frequency lower than n over 2. Next, find the lower class boundary, or V sub L, and the frequency of the median class. So the lower class boundary can be obtained by using the 66 here and 65. So that is 66 plus 65 divided by 2. Our B sub L, or the lower class boundary of the median class, is 65.5. And the frequency of the median class is 16. So our f of c is 16. Lastly, determine the class size. That is here 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So that's 6. The class size is 6. And since you already know the value of n over 2, that's 25. The median class 66 to 71. Our B sub L 65.5. Our I, or class size, 6. CF sub P 20 and F sub C 16. We just have to substitute this to this formula for the median. So that is median is equal to 65.5, the value of B sub L, plus n over 2 is just 25, minus CF sub P, that's 20, all over 16, or the frequency of the median class, or the f of c, times 6, or the class size. So that is, the median is 67.3. So let us have another example. Using this table here, complete the cumulative frequency column for each table, this one, and identify the following: n over 2, the median class, the B sub L, the I, CF sub B, F sub C, then compute for the median. So that is, the cumulative frequency is that, the cumulative frequency of 2 is 2, 2 plus 1, that's 3, 3 plus 4, that's 7, 7 plus 6, that's 13 here. So 13 plus 19, that's 32. 32 plus 9, that's 41. 41 plus 5, that's 46. And 46 plus 3, that's 49. Again, the cumulative frequency is a running total of frequency. So here, the total of frequency is 49, or our n is equal to 49. So for the first step, find n over 2, that is, by substitution, our n is 49 over 2, that is 24.5. So this is now our n over 2. Next, determine the class interval with the least cumulative frequency among those cumulative frequencies greater than 10 over 2, that is 24.5. So the cumulative frequency that is greater than n over 2, which is 24.5, is this 32 here. So that is now our median class. Take note of the cumulative frequencies lower than n over 2, this one. Denote the highest among them with CF sub p. So now 13 here is our CF sub p, since it is the highest among the cumulative frequencies lower than n over 2, or 24.5. 5. So next, find the lower class boundary B sub L in the frequency F sub C. So here the lower class boundary is just the mean of this 60 and 59. So that is B sub L is equal to 60 plus 59 over 2. That is 59.5. And the frequency of the median class is 19. And lastly, determine the class size. And the class size here is 10. So from 20 to 29, the class size is 10. From 30 to 39, 10, and so on. Up until 90 to 99, the class size is 10. So since we already know the value of n over 2, which is 24.5, the median class 60 to 69, the B sub L 59.5, the I, which is 10, CF sub B, which is 13, and F sub C, which is 19, we are just going to substitute this value to the median of group data formula. So this is the formula for the median of grouped data, and we just have to substitute the values. The B sub L is 59.5 plus 10 over 2, which is 24.5, minus CF sub B, which is 13, all over 19, or the value of F sub C, times the class size 10. Therefore, the median is 65.55.